Well, hello. Today is Monday, April 1st, and I am back. If you saw my earlier video this morning, I did wake up with a good frame of mind. I do have a new plan of attack for the month of April. I went over my tracker for March, and I ended up at the end of the month, I gained 1.1. I know I should have lost. I know that, but you know what? I'm fine with the fact that it was a learning month for me. It really was. I really found myself again, and I'm ready to get back on track. I'm going to do things a little bit differently this month. I did find my old books, which I showed you in my earlier video, and I'm going to make a spreadsheet. I started doing it. Going through the books, finding the things that I eat. I noticed that I pretty much eat the same as far as the foods that I ate, but my quantities, my portion sizes are a lot larger, because you know what, as soon as they said it was 0 points, I kept thinking that meant that they were free. No, they still got calories. They really do. I did watch Amy over at N is for Nurse, and I did upload the iTracks app. And I also did the MyFitnessPal app. I uploaded those two. I'm still in the learning process of learning how they work, but I'm working on that. And I think for the month of April, at least, I'm going to do the Smart Points. I like the Freestyle program, but I really think the Freestyle program is more of a maintenance program than a losing program. I would hope that the powers to be at Weight Watchers have some people watching videos, because everybody I'm watching, they're not happy with the Freestyle. They're all leaving and they're going to the iTracks. First of all, the iTracks for the year membership is cheaper than I pay for just 1 month of Weight Watchers, and they give you 12 months of using their app. I know that they don't have the one-on-one, I don't think. Like I said, I'm still researching the app, but I do like the meetings from Weight Watchers. I told you the other day, I like my group. I like my leader. That's what I'm going to call her. I like everybody. From the minute I walk in the door until the minute I leave, I feel nothing but support and encouragement. And I don't want to lose that. I don't have a problem paying the $56 for that if it's going to work. And really 95% of it is me, and the other 5% is just the meetings. So I have to realize that the other 95% of the time I have to really put a little bit more effort into the program that I have been doing for a while. In fairness to the Freestyle program, it did start last January of 2017, I think it was. No, 2018 rather. And I was losing up until August, and then my birthday came and it's been all downhill ever since. So I really can't 100% blame the Freestyle program. I really can't, if I'm going to be really honest with myself. It's just the fact that I got loosey-goosey with the program, and I try to make allowances when I really shouldn't have. I have to know what works for my body and what doesn't work. And Freestyle for me is a maintenance program. So once I lose my weight and get to my goal, then I'm more than welcome. I'll more than welcome the Freestyle program, because it does work as far as a maintenance program. I have no complaints about it as far as a maintenance program. My goal was never to gain more than 10 pounds, and I never gained more than 10 pounds. I played with the 10 pounds, but now I have to set something a little bit more realistic. And once I get back to my 227, which was my lowest weight at 77 pounds, I'm going to readjust and just make it a 5 pound. And I know that I probably shouldn't even say that out loud, but I know who I am. And that's one of the things I've realized over this weekend, is I have to know who I am, and I have to be true to myself. And sometimes if I feel like the program is just getting a little bit too much for me, rather than quit the program completely, I've decided that I'm going to give myself a 5 pound leeway, and not get discouraged if I hit 6 pounds, then I know it's time to get serious, rather than wait until I did to 10 pounds, and then that put me into a point of discouragement, and I don't want to reach that point again. I say a lot. I've realized that when I edit my videos. I have no intentions of quitting. I am going to reach my goal. My goal now is to hit it before I'm 70. I know that's sad to say, but I'm going to be 69 in September. I'm not going to hit my goal by September. I know that. But I will hit my goal by the time my 70th birthday comes along. So I'll have a big party for turning 70. I'll have a big party because I'll be at my goal. And I'll have a big party because then at that point I'm going to say I have another 20 years because I'm going to live to be 90 at least. A healthy 90. Even with all the weight I've lost, because I have lost 67 pounds. And I'm really proud of that fact that I've lost 67.3 if I'm going to be exact. Because I never hit the exact 10 pounds, which I set my goal to not go over. I just know that I'm feeling so much better. I feel so much healthier. The weekend taught me that I can never go back. I can never go back because what I was doing back then, just for the weekend, reminded me of how poorly I slept, how badly I felt in the morning when I got up, how I wasn't encouraged to make healthy choices, and how I didn't want to go for my walks or anything like that. And I don't want to go back to that person. I don't ever want to go back to that person. So, for the month of April, my plan is I will give you a daily quote every day. I promise you I will give you a daily quote every day because I live my quotes. I really live for my quotes. There I go again. I don't plan on showing you my food every day. I think I've become a little bit too consumed with what I'm going to eat and showing my food. And plus the fact that so many people still are on freestyle, I might be throwing people off by showing you point values of stuff. And as long as I know that I'm staying within my plan, on the iTracks it said I should have 30 points, which is pretty much what I think I was at when I was towards the end of the thing. I haven't read through all my whole journal yet. I should have skipped through all the way to the end, but I started at the beginning just to kind of see how I was eating and see a pattern, and then I was comparing it with my tracker on my phone to see how my weight loss was going for each week. And I think that 30 is a safe bet because right now I'm at 24, so I think that the 6 points is probably going to be about right. And I'm going to try to figure out my points that way. Not to say that I won't occasionally show you what I'm eating, but I'm not going to be consumed with it. I think that everybody out there knows what they're going to eat. I can see from what I eat and what other people eat that we don't eat the same. But, you know, it always comes down to whatever works for you. And I think that taking a month off of occasionally showing you my food, not to say that I won't. I'll still show you my grocery hauls. You'll still have a general idea what my plan is for the week of what I'm going to eat. I still plan on being honest. And I'm probably going to throw in a couple tags in there. I think I'm going to do a tag tomorrow. And if I do a recipe, I'll show you the recipe. I'll share it with you, including with the smart points that their value is. And I'll give my shout outs. I'll do my grocery hauls. I'll tell you my stories. You seem to like my stories. I like sharing my stories. I promised you the other day I'll end it on that right now because I have a plan of attack for the day, what I'm going to eat, and I know full well that I'm going to have a gain on Saturday. I think that's part of the reason I don't want to show you anything I'm eating this week because I think that I convinced myself, along with everybody else, that, oh, she's eating really well, but then you just don't really know how much damage I really did on the Sunday or the Saturday where I didn't show you. Because trust me when I say I did damage over the weekend. I think the reason that it took me for such a loop on Saturday was when I got on the scale and she says, oh, it's a 0.5. And I went, well, it's not as much as I wanted to lose. And then she had to whisper to me, it was a gain. That's what threw me because I truly believed I was going to have a loss. I really, truly believed. And you never know because, you know, maybe the week before, well, I had a gain the week before too, but I can't even go with that logic. But every once in a while, your body just has to readjust. And a lot of people have said I've been on a plateau. Okay, I've been on this plateau for too long as far as I'm concerned. I just know that I have to change my attitude. I have to rethink my views on food. and how I'm consumed with the thought of food, and I have to get off of that. I just have to. I don't want to be that person anymore. So the other day, back to that, the story about my hatred of dresses. Hatred is like, I know a strong word, but I just don't. I've never liked wearing a dress. When I was a child, I had to wear a dress to school. I actually went to a Catholic school, so I had to wear a uniform. On Sundays, we wore a dress to church, and then I was supposed to wear the dress we always had our Sunday dinner after Mass on Sundays. We always had our main meal of the day on Sundays at 1 o'clock. We'd go to 11 o'clock Mass or 10 o'clock Mass. Right on. We never went together because there were so many of us. Some of us went with my mother to church, and some of us went with my father to church. But we always had dinner 1:30. And we always had to stay dressed up for Sunday dinner because it was a special day. And on Sunday we got dessert. That was the only, I've told you before, I didn't realize we were poor, but, and we had chicken on Sunday. So I'm thinking back then chicken had to have been expensive because that was like, we looked forward to a chicken dinner on Sunday. I have chicken almost every day of the week now. I kind of take it for granted, but that was a big deal to have a chicken dinner. But we had to be dressed up with our Sunday clothes, and it was a special meal. And we just had it. Well, for that particular Sunday, my parents had an argument, and it was a major argument. And my mother loaded us all up into the car, and we lived in Detroit. And my Aunt Rose lived just down the street, probably about 4 houses down. And my mother stopped there to tell my Aunt Rose that she was leaving my father and we were moving to Kalamazoo to live with my Aunt Agnes and my Uncle Warren. So my mother loaded all 6 of us kids into the car, and we drove the 3.5 hours west into Michigan to go stay with my Aunt Agnes, who had 10 kids of her own, into her house. And they kind of correlated like Kevin was born in May and I was born in September. And then Debbie was born in September and Michael was born in November. And Mark was born in December and my sister Sue was born in December. So like they kind of correlated back and forth. So there was always a matchup. So my mother didn't pack any clothes. It was just spur of the moment. We were going. Well, my sisters, Denise, Mary, and Sue were all girly girls. They loved wearing dresses. They loved doing their hair. They loved putting makeup on. I didn't like any of that stuff. So when we got in the car and we're all dressed up, they didn't care. They were all dressed up. I said, can I have a minute? I want to change. And my mother, get in the car, we're going. So when we got there, everybody had someone their own age. Unfortunately, it was the opposite sex of whoever it was. So it didn't really bother me because I thought, oh good, Kevin's my age, because my mother, even on the way, she says, you don't have to worry about clothes, you'll just wear your cousin's clothes. So everybody matched up with their other alternative cousin, as you can say, whatever you want to say is the other word for it, except for I was a very thin child. My cousin Kevin was a skinny child, and his clothes did not fit me. But everybody else could switch back and forth between everybody else's clothes. But my clothes, I had no clothes to wear. So every night when I would go to bed, my mother would wash that stinking dress and she'd iron it. And in the morning, I'd have that brand new spanking clean dress to put back on. And we stayed in Kalamazoo for a week, 7 whole days. We went home the following Sunday. And for 7 days, I had to get in that dress. And I swore, unless I absolutely positively had to wear a dress, I was never going to wear a dress again the rest of my life. The next day we got up, went to school, I got a dress on. But when I got home, I put on my favorite tomboy clothes, and I lived that way the rest of my life. And the only dresses I've ever worn in my life is I wore my wedding dress, and I wore a dress for each of my children's wedding. And I had a black skirt that I have to this day that Denise keeps saying, get rid of that skirt. I've had that skirt for 50 years, if not longer. A black skirt that as I got bigger, it stretched out, and as I got smaller, I safety pinned it to fit. And it was, even for my kids, I kept saying, I can wear the black skirt. And even my kids said, no, Mom, please don't wear the black skirt. So I bought dresses for Danny's and Jimmy's wedding. I bought a dress for Christy's wedding. And then Danny got married twice. In the second marriage, I bought a skirt. But, so I just don't like wearing dresses. And even in my closet right now, I have my black skirt, the Old Faithful, and I have the skirt that I wore to Danny's wedding. And that's the only girly girl clothes you're going to find in my closet, because I am not a girly girl. And I don't have a problem with that. I really don't. And I've told my family that they better not put me in a dress, that I have to live all of eternity in a dress, because I will come back to life, go in my closet and find something that I want to wear for the rest of my life. But, so, that's the story of why I hate wearing dresses so much. And now, hasn't changed. I still don't like wearing dresses. But, so you will see a lot of me. I'm still going to do my daily vlog. I'm still going to eat the right way. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to reach my goal. I'm going to have some bumps in the road along the way. I don't have a doubt. But I am not giving up. You will never see me give up. I will get to my goal. And I'm too big a ham to quit YouTube. And that's the way it is. And that's the way it was. That's an old newscast sign off, isn't it? Who said that? I loved him. Should I give you a hint? He cried. He cried on camera when Kennedy was assassinated. I remember when Kennedy, another little quick story. I remember that when Kennedy was assassinated, everybody was so upset. And Mr. Galinsky came into my history class, and he was just so upset. And he said, the president of Texas was shot today. And I remember turning to one of the people that I really loved in junior high. His name was Mouse. I don't even remember what his real name is, but his nickname was Mouse. And I turned to Mouse and I said, Texas has a president? I thought that was just a state and they had a governor. It wasn't until I got home that I found out it really was, because they let everybody go home. We all went home. And I found out that it was the president. And then I did see Oswald get shot on television, because they didn't have a 10-second delay back then. They just didn't. A whole different time. A whole different time, for sure. Okay. You know, the more things change, the more they stay the same. But not with my weight loss. Turn that around. That's going to change. I am going to start losing again. So give this video a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and share. And thank you once again for putting up with all my idiosyncrasies. Is that the big word? Big word from a small-minded person sometimes. But anyway, thanks for putting up with me. I appreciate it more than you know. Thank you.